Hello, kiddos. All right, so yeah, so like you would know if you've been following this channel, I've fine-tuned my diet because I was diagnosed with a fatty liver. By the way, I've been on the diet for a week now, and I haven't had one single pain below my right side rib cage, which is why I went to the doctor in the first place. Which is trippy because I thought that the problem was fat, so I've been being real careful on fat, and then eating, because I'm skinny, eating lots of carbos. See, because everybody's always saying you need to gain weight, you know, and carbos make you gain weight, even though I for years and years and years never gained weight. You know, I'm afraid of not, but this time I'm eating very little. You know about my diet I have videos on it. But anyway, right now I'm making dinner. So I've already had soup once today, but I'm just like, I'm just realizing again how much, like, I haven't already learned that lesson a lot in life, that I love soup. In the diet, according to my studies, if you're following the playlist on this, bone broth is highly recommended. So that's why I got this bone broth protein supplement. It has very few calories in it. It's very affordable. It's just so it's like already I'm getting my bone broth. But today I was gonna go get some broth because I love soup so much. And I was looking at the chicken, the beef, and the veggie broth, and I've always overlooked the bone broth. And this time I was like, hey, there's bone broth. And I looked at it. The bone broth isn't like, the thing that's different about it is it has protein. See, 7 grams of protein for a cup. The other ones just have 1 gram of protein for a cup. 7 grams, you know, like you usually have more than a cup. So you're getting like 10 or just under 10 grams of protein. So if you have something else that has protein in it, like this morning I didn't have, today's the day I go shopping, I didn't have any kale. So I made a kale shake. And I didn't use the bone protein. I used this plant protein, which is like a pea protein. And I didn't put any blueberries in it. So it's just, you know, I put just because there's nothing sweet in it, I put just like a very small shot of liquid stevia. So it's just a insignificant amount of liquid stevia. That protein supplement, pea protein, and kale. Okay, and now I'm going to make a soup because I'm just like falling in love with this, and I've just stumbled into this simple way to make soup. Okay, so over here I've got some cherry tomatoes going over here. Okay, here I've got some diced red onions, sliced carrots, broccoli, and some green bell pepper. So now I'm going to put those in there. Yeah, I just wasn't in the mood for a salad. I just wanted to have soup. There, so now I got all those vegetables in there. As you can see, that's a decent portion of veggies. Plus I'm having beets, dates, and that kale there with pea protein. So there, adding a little bit of this olive oil. I'm going to stir that up. Add just a little bit of salt. Not very much because obviously the broth is salty. And a little bit of pepper. Okay, so there I've got these cooking. I would just cook these till they're I'll probably go by the carrots when those are softened up, but still definitely al dente. The broccoli will still definitely have a crunch to it. Like not overcooked at all. Just like if it was cooked anymore, it wouldn't be al dente. Okay, so there's two versions of this soup. What I've been doing is just put whatever vegetables you want to eat in there with olive oil and salt and pepper and saute it. Then you just when it's ready, you throw in your bone broth and then boil it for just a little while and add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Obviously that can be overdone, especially if you're sensitive to hot. And some Tabasco. That's one way to do it. Or what I'm going to do this time, you can just put salsa in it. Oh, it's so good. This is what I've been doing to make red beans. If you look at my recipe, red beans and rice, my Cajun friend from Baton Rouge taught me about that combination. Those two go together like a charm in soup or beans. So that's what I do most of the time, because I don't always have salsa. Because my new diet, I can't have chips. But sometimes I'm buying salsa so I can add it to my soup, which I don't know. It's either I invented it or it's just new altogether. I mean, either I invented it or I didn't invent it. I'm not sure, but I think I might have invented it. It's good. Okay, it's time. Now I'm gonna add some of this. Wait, hang on. Did I shake that? I don't know if I shaked it or not. Okay. Now I'm gonna add some of this bone broth. Only enough to submerge it. Broth is really good. When I was a kid, I was in a car wreck, and I'm lucky to have lived through it. A drunk driver hit us, and because I vowed at a young age to never use drugs, they're like, "Oh, do you want any pain pills?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I don't use drugs." And they said, they're all frustrated. Well, you got to take something. And then I found out that they had broth, chicken broth from the kitchen. I said, so I was that's what I learned to use as a medicine in the hospital, is chicken broth. That's like when I was in 5th grade. So I've always had this thing for soups and broths, but even just broth by itself is, it's just so good and medicinal. Love it. Okay, now I'm gonna boil that for a while, simmer it for, I don't know, probably like 1 minute. Okay, that's been simmering for a minute. Now I'm gonna put some salsa in it. There, see about that much? I'll taste it and see if it should be just absolutely delicious right now. Yep, perfect. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So I guess it would be salsa vegetable soup. I'm going to bring that right back up to a boil again. The second it's at a boil, it's done. Okay, it's on the bowl. So now I'm going to put, I have just, you know what do you do is you just kind of throw in there what you have. I have just a very small amount of Parmesan cheese. Okay, turn the heat off. That's good. Stir it up. If once you've added the Parmesan cheese, it'll be all stringy in there and everything. It sticks to the fork. That's normal. That you stirred it with. It's delicious to eat off, but if you cook it, it'll start sticking on the bottom and make a mess. I love it. Oh my gosh, I just love broth. This salsa veggie soup is my new thing. It's so good. I just made this little water enhancer and some green tea.